Our next reader is a folk singer. Ed Romanoff was the winner of the last Story Slam, in which he told a story of going for a DNA test on a lark and finding out that the man he grew up calling dad was not, in fact, his father. Like his music, the story was beautiful, funny, and poignant. Ed Romanoff.
Bumped from my flight and summoned back to the gate. I hope that was a good sign. I just made a big sales presentation, and winning meant we'd save a dozen jobs at work. I was last aboard when the pilot said, "Sorry, folks, we're delayed." After hours of 90-degree heat, a cell phone rang a few rows behind me, and a man blurted, "We got it." A celebration erupted, and I prayed it wasn't our competition, and I looked back and I saw that it was. And they were high-fiving each other and ordering drinks. Cell phone guy then called his mother. "Hi, Mom, yeah, we got it." He waved the stewardess over, and he low whispered to her, "Can I make an announcement?" And the flight attendant shrugged and said, "Yeah, sure." The man grabs the microphone and says, "Hey, everybody, I just won a big job, and it's my birthday. Would you mind singing?" The entire plane sings "Happy Birthday to You" to this guy. Hours later, and finally just a couple of blocks from home, I come upon a guy who had just died. He was very old, and his eyes were glazed over, and he was still holding a leash, and his dog sat next to him. I was now meeting the one person that was having a worse day than I was. I thought about taking that dog, but I didn't because the neighbors came out, so I left, but I regretted that I didn't take the dog. And I said to myself, the next time I see a dog that needs a home, I'm going to take him. So months later, I find myself in Costa Rica, and I see a scrawny white puppy sniffing at the outdoor tables looking for food, and I approach his owner. I said, "Hi, can I say hi to your dog?" And she says, "Well, it's not my dog, I'm just fostering him." So I said, "I'll take him," which kind of surprised myself. And then she surprised me even further by saying, "Here you go." So she gives me this dog, and she says his name is Freckles. So with this dog in my arms, it hits me, how am I going to get him home? So I bought a small black gym bag and stuffed it full of treats. And we practiced at the airport by walking around in circles, and I called out flight numbers and coffee drinks. Flight 263 to JFK, grande soy latte, $6. Freckles walks quietly from his bag at the real airport as we approached security, where two dark, mustachioed, khaki-clad, rifle-bearing guards stopped us. The taller one said, "Senor, what is in the bag?" I pictured a small room, no clothes, large hands, rubber gloves, and I winced. I unzipped the bag, as my Spanish is not very good. And Freckles popped his head out, and then the taller guard with the scarier mustache said, "Oh, look, a puppy." The other guard says, "I want to play with him," which they did, and then they soon let us go. Well, the gate agent didn't say anything, so I boarded and slid Freckles under the seat in front of me. Now, I didn't know if he was a barker or not. We didn't know each other that well at the time. But he kept quiet for the entire flight. At JFK, I walked the long corridor to customs with a guitar, a knapsack, and a gym bag with a dog in it. At the desk, 50 yards from freedom, the agent looked me over. "Vacation?" And I said, he stamped my passport, and I ran outside, and I danced around. I was like, "We did it, man." Fate changes when the wind blows, and I'd have to change my apartment carpeting, too. But the best thing I ever did was tell that little white dog, "You're coming home with me."